guys, and welcome back to this week's feature. You might know her already, man. This is Mahalia from, Two Mill Hill. You know the band? I mean, the band is here today, but she with me today, and we're gonna sit down and have a really cool chat, find out more about Mahalia, the person, outside of the band, what she like to do and things. Mahalia, what going on?
You just see it? I feel every time you ask me again, I say, I just see it.
But yeah, that's the response. Because people just be asking me, what is response? And just be like, I don't know.
Boka.
We was friends for a good little while now. And I remember you telling me you went to this interview and the man was interviewing you.
Alright, so let me start from like when Adam was a lad. So I was all like singing was always a part of me. My mom, she wasn't like a singer, but she used to sing at church. My dad was the head of his choir at church as well. And we kind of always had music in the household. We had an old record player and stuff that I was in love with. And like I used to sing everything all the time, like anything with a melody, whether it had words or not. And like I always like to emphasize that my mom never told me to less noise in the house or anything. Like she just used to kind of let me do my thing. So I would always be singing everything all the time. And like as I got older, I started seeing like international artists, and because obviously you see the music videos and things on CBC.
Yeah, she's on.
But when I got to a place where I could see their lives, I was like, I really know that I want to do this. Like it didn't seem like if you had any privacy and you always had to be perfect and all these things, and I was like, I really want that life. So I had decided that I was not going to be a singer professionally. So I went through school. I mean, I was still singing and stuff. I used to sing at school concerts and thing. And then like I used to freestyle at BCC when I was at BCC with people like Sun Rock and those guys. And then I went all the way through UE. I did computer science. I got my degree. And I was to your story now. I was in a job interview. This is after graduation. I was in a job interview, and like it was going swimmingly. It was going really well, and just like at one point it was just like a bell went off in my head. I like to say it's like God that tell me, girl, what you doing? That's what it felt like, to be honest. It felt like God was like, Mahalia, you know that you're supposed to be singing though, like what you doing? So like I just get emotional when I remember it too, because like it was real profound. So I tell the man, okay, so I'm not gonna be able to take this job. I know someone who's perfect for the position that I could recommend for you. But at this time, I will not be able to work in your company. I apologize. Thank you for the opportunity, blah, blah, blah. And I walk out the place, I catch the bus, I went home, and tell my mother, Mommy, I can be a singer.
What did she say?
And she was like, well, whatever you decide, you know that I am here. You know that I got your back. So, and I was really lucky. I was really lucky in that way, because a lot of us didn't really have the support from our parents at the time, when it was just like, I'm really sure about this music thing, like you should get a real job. But like my mom was there for me, so that's how I became a singer. After that, now like I met up with the guys in the band like through school, through UE and stuff. So we would have been like doing poetry gigs and stuff at UE in the guild and things. And then we realized, you know what, all of us kind of had the same idea, the same goal, the same desires, and yeah, that's how it happened. And to this day, we still there together.
How it is like being in a band by yourself as a girl? How's that dynamic?
Well, when we first started out, Roche was in the band. So, well, actually no, I was the first girl in the first iteration of the band, which at the time was just for fun. And like I never really thought about it like as being the only girl in the band. I don't know if the guys ever did, but I never really did, because we were all friends anyway. And to be honest, I always kind of was boyish. Like I was a tomboy type of girl. I wasn't ever really a girly girl. And I had a lot of male friends to begin with, so like it was just comfortable, it was just normal. It never felt like singled out as a female. But then Roche came into the fold, and it was like, oh my god, it's some estrogen.
Like Tacy could talk about with a girl that will understand.
So like I didn't really realize what I was missing, not having another female in the band until she came into the band, and then it was just a really different experience that I will never ever forget and will always appreciate for the experience. But now it's back to just me, because Rochelle is out doing classic silhouettes with Brad, and like it's kind of just gone back to how it was before. Like, and now we know each other so much better. We've been together for so much longer that it's just normal. It's just life.
Even though now, from being a tomboy and thing and singing and all of that, you still uses the dance. You still is dance and thing. Tell me some about your dancing experience, like with dance strays and all of that.
Yeah, dancing, like if it's two sides of the same coin, singing and dancing. But it's more things. But singing and dancing, and like dance was my first love, because my uncle Jerry Levine, he was like one of the more established dancers in Barbados, one of the more popular ones, and I knew that even from when I was tiny, because he actually passed away when I was 5 years old. But before that, like I used to see him dance, I used to watch him dance, I used to try to dance, right? And I think I started dancing maybe 1 year before he passed away at Barbados Dance Theatre, right? So like after that, it was just like must dance. I must dance. Yeah, so I was at Dance Theatre for a bit, and then Sharon Chapman started her own school. And a bunch of us started with her, and we've been with her ever since. And dance, like I said, is something that at one point I got to a place where I was like, I ain't gonna choose between singing and dancing. I didn't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could do it. But thus far, I have not had to make that choice. And I've even been persuaded by Andre and the other guys in the band to incorporate it into the music side of things, which is why when we release Set You Free, the video is a dance video. So it's like, Mahalia still dance, like, because people see me all the time and be like, you still dance? Of course I do.
You was telling me when you do the video that you was nervous.
I have never really been a soloist in terms of dance. I've always been a part of a core, part of a group, like on the choreography end of things, and maybe like you get a little feature here and a piece. And then also dancing for film is different than dancing on stage. And I was saying, this is a camera, and then it can be out there in the internet like forever. But you see, like, okay, somebody would be like, but it's not gonna look bad. But like for me, it was really intimidating to think about that. It's like anybody could go and look at it forever, and it would just be me dancing all exposed by myself. And especially with the song, because the song was like a really personal song. So like the emotion that you would have seen is actually real, because I could really internalize what I was saying because I wrote it and I sing it. So like that was like a triple personal thing for me.
But you went through it, right? And it gone up?
Yeah. It was actually a great experience. Jamar Harding from Cover Drive, he actually filmed it and edited it. We filmed it on top of a rooftop, and it was really interesting because the ground, like the floor of the roof, was the worst thing ever. It was so rough and like painful, and we put duct tape on my feet and everything, so some of the grimaces you see on my face is just from my feet hurting.
Quite nice and free and thing. Okay, so you've spoken about songwriting and Set You Free, and you've written numerous songs from Gossip Girl all the way down, and you also wrote for Mirror Mirror, which was the national play that had ended, I think it was last year. How was that?
It was cool. It was really cool, and let me tell you why. Because I had never done it before, and I got a chance to work with Stefan Walcott, Dr. Stefan Walcott, and because I didn't know what to expect, I was like freaking out. Inside, he didn't know. He thought I was real cool. Like, oh, we're gonna write this song today. But I was actually freaking out, like, because I have seen Broadway plays, and I'm like, these songs is being real amazing, like, and really different to writing a pop song. But he actually made the experience really easy and comfortable, and also he was really innovative in the way that the music for that play went. So it wasn't like really traditional theater music. It still was modern, and it had a Bajan spin on it with the music and such. And it was a really cool experience, and I really would love to do it again. But yeah, it was really cool. It was a really cool experience.
Like in the case of you writing songs, what's your approach to doing that? Is it a lot of work? Is it something that it just, all right, let me go and write this here, no put down? Or do you write on the spot and like, guys, I got this here, put sign with that and let me sing it, go?
All of them things together. all. Because like I feel like I'm a pure creative. I don't know if that's like a thing. I try my best to let things come out of me. Like even if I get influences from outside or inspiration from outside, like I love when something just comes to me. Or even if they give me music, like if the band gives me music, if Russell gives me a guitar thing, if Andre gives me like a small music bed or whatever, the song just kind of appears. Like, sometimes it feels like impossible. Sometimes writing a song feels like you got this puzzle to fix.
Yeah.
And it's like infinite pieces. And it could just be any puzzle. So you just gotta decide which pieces of these infinite pieces you can put together for this one song. But you could choose from
anything,
endless things.
That don't drive you crazy?
Yeah. Or sometimes I would get a snippet of a part of a song, if it's a verse or a chorus or whatever. I would write it down immediately and maybe record it on a voice. And I started recording voice notes. Hallelujah for cell phones. Hallelujah.
Technology.
For cell phones, for smartphones. Because there would be time, like a lot of the time I noticed that I just get ideas for songs when I fall asleep or when I'm waking up.
Oh yeah, I can relate to that.
So then I
the song part.
let's get her and then what was this again now? But at least I got that small idea down, and then it kind of comes back to me. Like, it's a purely creative thing because it's not dictated by anything other than the song itself. To me, the song is not what it needs to be or what it want to be.
Yeah.
And I like to try to let it be what it wants to be.
Okay. When you are performing, sometimes you go into rap, freestyle, even singing sometimes. I've heard it numerous times that, oh well, then next it's now to Mahalia. When it's don't sound Bajan, when Mahalia performing, sometimes she sound American. When she freestyling, she definitely American. And like, way she don't perform in a more Bajan accent, way she don't represent the roots more. Like, how you will respond to that?
It's true. From when I started listening to music, like actually actively listening to music, it would have been through things like CBC and radio and Red Fusion and things. And yes, we did hear our own music, but then we were introduced to the music from America and the music from England and that sort of thing. And then I really got connected to hip-hop music. No, hip-hop music is American music, and rap is an American style. Yeah. So like for me as a child, I ain't really thinking about that in the sense of this is not my accent, this is my accent. Yeah. I'm thinking I love this music, I want to make this music. Okay. So like hip-hop music became something that was really dear to me in terms of me finding myself and what I want to be like and feel like and think about and that sort of thing. So when I started actually writing raps or covering rap songs, it's like, what it gotta sound like this because this is what rap is. Like, this is what it is. So when we started writing our own music and I got to the level of confidence to actually rap on stage, because I never used to rap before. Like at one point, this band is like make me do things. Like, they actually are responsible for a lot of the things that I've done because they gave me the confidence to do it. Okay. So they used to hear me rapping along to Fear and March and stuff, but I never had done it on stage. And then one night in Jambi, when we were at Jambi's, they was like, "Why you don't do this song? Like, why you don't do that thing?" Because it was a Lauryn Hill freak.
I remember the Busta Rhymes one that you had do eons ago.
Yeah, that was actually after.
I was like, how she get this?
After that was like to promote 52811, which was our first concert ever. So I was convinced to start rapping on stage, and I was a Lauryn Hill freak, so it would have started out with that thing and Lost Ones and them things. So it was only a natural progression for me that when I started writing my own raps, they would be in that voice, because that's how I learned it, and that's how it made sense in my DNA, you know. And I also thought that like it was authentic. Like it was authentic in that that's what the music is. That's what the style of music is, and it would be like, to me it felt like bastardization to try to change what it is. So at the same time, like growing, like your perspective changes. Like I fight up a long time I fight up, because I hadn't had that connection to a Bajan voice coming out of me when I was creating. Like it was something that I loved and something that I would consume on a regular basis. Big up to everybody else, like especially with people like Lil Rick and Peter Ram and those guys who were doing, like at the time, the Bajan dance hall, which is now like flourished in 2017. But it was not something that felt like it came out of me. So I fight up a long time. And as you, like I said, as you grow and you realize how valuable our tongue is, our culture, our accent, like then it was easier for me to start incorporating different things from our own language, our own tongue, our own experience into the things that I was creating. So back in Hilton, Mahalia's Corner, like I rewrote Gossip Girl
I remember
together,
that, and I still waited for you
like,
to go up on the Kaiso stage with
Bajan.
that. Like, when is it happening?
Fully Bajan, you know what I mean? And like it got rave reviews, but that's not the reason. I didn't do it because I thought people would like it more because it was Bajan, but it was more of an experiment and growth in terms of incorporating Bajan into my DNA as something that I used to create. And since then, like the band in general, our music has been evolving. It is evolved into something that now really makes Barbados shine through more into the spaces that we will go with our music, specifically our music that we're creating. So the music that we're about to release now, the new music that's coming out, is gonna sound really different than the music that people have grown to know from us. And that don't mean that I follow to love of hip hop and rap and all of that, but it's I now have a different perspective on it, and I have found the way that works for me to incorporate my beloved Barbadian accent into the music that I create.
Alright, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about the professional side of Mahalia, having a fan base of young girls who are coming up into the industry and looking on at what you're doing. How do you feel about having all these little girls looking up to you?
I mean, I guess I know that it happens. Like I know that it's true, and like being in the public, and especially in a place like Barbados that's so small, I don't mind. I know that got people out there that still don't know me, right? But like the ones that I do know me or know of me or heard of me or see me in the paper or see me at Mahalia's Corner and that sort of thing. Like I know that happens, and I can't say that I keep it in the forefront of my mind as a thing, but I am aware of it. So I kind of just try to live my life, my best life, and my best truth as much as I can with that knowledge. So I never want to feel like I have to be anything because I know that little girl's looking up to me or whatever. But at the same time, I had a good upbringing. My mom has been amazing. My family in general, so my upbringing has been such that I believe that if anybody decide they want to look up to me, I won't lead them down in the ditch, down in the trenches.
Oh dear.
And I hope that I continue to live that kind of life. But that to me, that's the best that I could do, and hope that it is something inspiring to somebody else.
You know, you can laugh and not talk about Mahalia's Corner currently going on.
Yeah. Okay. So for those who don't know anything about Mahalia's Corner, it is really just a place that reminds me of the places that I start singing on the stage in front of people, and remembering how amazing it was when I first got on the stage, even though I was nervous, to feel like a performer, and to grow every time I went back, to get better every time I went back, and then not having those things anymore. Like they kind of just disappeared off the scene in Barbados for a while. And coupled with showing people that I write poetry, and so I don't always gotta be singing and breaking down the place with the whole band. It used to just be me and Andre playing. But you can't stop things from growing and evolving and becoming bigger and becoming what they need to become, I suppose. So that brings us to 2017, which is now our 7th season, and it is larger than life. And it is unbelievable to really take stock of how far it's come from little tiny thing in Bump and Wine to Lloyd Skin Sanford Center to having had people like Alison Hines and Edwin Yearwood and Nikita and Marvin, Marissa Lindsay. Like there are too many, Bobo, too many names to call. Even people like Joaquin, who was a spotlight artist that was then a feature. Chiang was then a feature spotlight artist. Like Zach Boston on the djembe, like just showing Barbados that talent is not only singing. And having a regional artist come and be on one of the shows, like a regional artist. So Patrice Roberts, shout out to you for believing in the show and believing in us and lending your talent. Because like to me I think it's always going to be like a learning process and an inspirational process too, because between the young artists and the people that come up in the open mic and the seasoned artists and our regional artists, like it's just like, to me, it's never ending exchange of inspiration and creativity and learning from each other. Like you might be sitting on the crowd and see Patrice do something in her performance and was like, I could do that, or I could interpret this a different way. Like you always are gonna learn something. And that's what the corner is for me, is a place to express yourself, to learn and grow, and to inspire and to be inspired. And I hope it could just run forever. Like I hope it could go forever. I don't know where it's gonna go next, but I know, like I said, it's just been growing and we haven't been stifling it. So I would just love it to grow and go wherever it needs to go from here.
Got one more question. You must have done know is ready, because your favorite question. I still want people to cheat. No, it is, but.
Well, people are looking at GineOn magazine and they can see you ask everybody that question.
Obviously, for those who don't know, my legacy question: what is it that you want to be remembered for? You know, what it is that, if anything, down in the history books, Mahalia was.
Let me see. I want to be remembered as someone who was there for young artists, to give them a platform to grow, to the point where when I'm gone long, or when I can no longer do it, that Granny. Somebody takes over, like somebody feels the need to take over because they know how important it is, right? Because it is very, very important. So I hope that at least that people will be like, are we at the Mahalia's corner? Like we gotta do a thing, you know what I mean? Like it is necessary, especially to nurture the talent that we have here, which is unbelievable. I also want to be remembered as somebody who never gave up, because like a band, like if you really think about it, to Mel Hill, there are bands here, but like not on the level that they used to be. But we started back then when I had 1 million bands. To know, like we haven't given up and we aren't giving up. So like that's something that I want to be remembered for as well, like just determination and never quitting.
Guys, that's our interview with Mahalia. Yay! Finally got to sit down in the professional standing, give you some time on camera. Hopefully everybody get a different idea. You just don't sing with the band, you dance, you do songwriting.
I draw too.
He's draw too. She's doodle and thing. It's so cool. If you didn't know about she yet, you can go on IG.
Yeah, the Mahalia P.
Yeah. You can also check out Tumel Hill. They're actually pretty cool people. You should check out Tumel Hill. Yeah.
You should check out Mahalia's Corner.
You really should.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It was fun.
It was. And chill.
It really was. Guys, we will see you somewhere sometime soon. Do not show my foot!